That's my baby. That's my baby.
We're going at it at 110%.
I just want 5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
And they scored! They did it!
Left, feet left.
What the hell was that?
Oh, yeah! What the fuck are you talking about?
What's going on, fam? Wednesday night, little after dark action with the ladies here on A2D I am Chrome, joined by the best ladies in the business here, only brought to you by A2D. We have Tori over here. We have Lindsay. Ariana's supposed to jump on at some point. No dad tonight. Daddy duties, not feeling well. Might see him a little bit later. However, we still got a great show for you tonight. First, we got to pay bills. We got to speak about Body Check Wellness, guys. Promo code A2D is going to get you 20% off, especially for all you pro athletes out there, all you younger athletes and this and that who are looking to find more organic ways for your body to recoup. Check them out. And also, by the way, when Riley Cote joins the Hockey Happy Hour, former Philadelphia Flyer Riley Cote, they run a special. They have a package that they sell for 40% off, and it's great. I'm telling you guys, go check them out, bodycheckwellness.com. And, hey, tough times right now for everybody. COVID going on, mental health and addiction issues, a major thing in this country. And we here are very, very proud to support the Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. So for yourselves or somebody that you know, if you need an outlet to reach out to and find the help that you guys need, please dial that number on your screen, 856-651-8117. Again, 856-651-8117. The Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. Wonderful thing they're doing over there, and we highly, highly recommend you guys give them a call. Our topic of conversation tonight, live reactions to the Sixers, guys. And that's brought to you by our doctor, Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, Burlington and Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can find him on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. Same thing. Talking about recovery and body aches and pains and this and that, especially for you guys, you athletes. No appointment necessary. You hit that. You check out the doc, and they'll take care of you guys over there. But, guys, topic of conversation tonight, the Sixers will be the next team in Philadelphia to win a championship. Agree, disagree? We're going to talk about that. Probably going to talk a little Carson Wentz, Tor. It's your favorite topic.
I'm over it.
I'm just saying, there's one person.
Poking the bear.
There's one person at A2D Radio, and there's plenty of clips to pull, and I fully expect us to have to do that, who from the day the season ended said, Justin Fields at number 6. It's happening. It's happening.
Hey, I agreed with you. I agree with you.
You did. You did jump on board with me on that. But
for one,
that's a big rumor out there, ladies. So I'm sure we're going to talk about that. And listen, anything else, we know gloves are off on this show. So it's going to be a lot of fun as always. But let's get into the topic of conversation, ladies. Sixers are going to be the closest team, or are the closest team to winning a championship in Philadelphia. Big play Slay over here. Marquise dropping in comments. Yes, you couldn't miss this show. Yo, Fam and Fam Mets, absolutely, from Pete Evans. Moira, only if they all can stay healthy. Same with the Flyers.
No one can say her name.
I always think of
Moira. You think of shit.
Do you remember Hook? Do you remember Hook?
Kind of.
With Dustin Hoffman, it was like Moira something, Angela Darling,
that
and I always think of the name from that, but I can never say it right. John Coyle, what's up, guys? Oh man, we're flying already. Hello, you beautiful people. Thank you. Thank you.
I didn't put any makeup on.
Well, ladies, whoever wants to start first, let's hear about it. I want to hear if you agree or disagree, and then I would like for you. There's Big Dad down there. And I hope he's not calling me that. He probably is.
Zeddy.
He probably is. And by the way, shout out to Ryan Brodo, killing it already. In the back room here doing
on the ones and twos.
Our ones and twos over here. But I want to hear.
Yes.
Oh, he's calling you out.
Can't start the night without that.
You have to show off. You're repping, Chrome. You have to show off your shirt. Go ahead.
Wow. It's
That's
so
right.
tight too. Tight for the ladies.
And listen, get your A2D merch, including your After Dark tea and anything else over at phillydrinkers.com, by the way. phillydrinkers.com
really selling it tonight.
/pages /A2D-radio. So support the fam here, support the ladies, get your After Dark shirt. I love it, by the way. It's something. It's a piece. But yeah, agree, disagree. I want to hear if you agree, disagree. And I would like for you to rank the 4 major sports teams in this city on how close you think they are to a championship.
Okay.
Floor is open. Whoever wants to go first.
You can go first, Kylie.
Hot
Lindsay.
Hot background there, by the
Oh,
way.
you're making me. I was gonna say, should we shout out my background? You know,
Yes.
every week in a different location. So this week, here we are. Yes.
I straight hang out in the Blue Lagoon all the time.
Yeah, you do. And you always know you got your action figures right to your
pants.
To your left. Hey, there she is.
I would have to,
Hello.
hey, Ariana, what's going on? Just in
Not
time.
much.
Just in time for. I hope you had a great dinner, by the way. Hope you had
I
a great
did.
dinner. Just in time for the poll question. Sixers are the closest to a championship in Philadelphia. Agree, disagree. We're about to rank the teams. Lindsay, you were going to go first.
All right, I'll go first.
Let's hear it.
So this is kind of pretty easy in my head. I'm going to go Sixers. So that goes with me agreeing to the poll. I'm going to go Sixers, Flyers, Phillies, and then Eagles.
Oh. Sixers,
Yeah.
the Eagles really slid down big.
Wait,
time.
what was it?
Yeah. And like Eagles have my heart, but like absolutely not right now. That's just no.
That's real talk.
It is. Honestly, I have no idea. Like I'm sure we're going to get into this. I'm not going to break open the seal now, but we don't even know like I'm just going to leave it.
You don't even know who's going to be
like
running the most important position on the
who's
field.
our leader? Like who's our leader? How are you supposed to win anything without a leader?
A nerd named Howie. Wait,
Is it a nerd named Howie or is it a senile old fuck by the name of Jeffrey?
Both. Fun fact, this hat is from Jeffrey Lurie, personally.
My man Mike Parker really
Weird.
got deep here. He said Sixers, Flyers, Phillies.
Wow.
Wings. Let's go, guys. Let's go.
He said the wings.
That's a bad pick. You know what? I'm offended. You don't have Temple in there.
He really dropped Nova down on there big time, by the way.
The Soul isn't even a team anymore, right?
You know
Well,
what?
that still gives them a better chance.
So
than the
that's
Eagles.
perfect. Yes.
Yo, he put St. Joe's in there before Temple.
Wow. No love.
What about LaSalle?
There it is.
I'm just going to lean back. I don't agree with any of you. I'm not going to argue. I'm just going to.
Wait, Lindsay. Lindsay, who was your second and third? So it was.
I said Sixers, Flyers, Phillies, Eagles.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Somebody else.
All right. So I'm going to say the first, I agree to the poll. It will, I don't want to say definitely, but it will definitely be the Sixers. Just because of the management we have going on there. Obviously, they want to win. Ben and Joel doing well together. I don't know. It's just the vibes. We were so close to it 2 years ago. We would have been in the finals if not for that one triple doink. So I don't know. I think, I guess we're the closest to get there. Then I guess the second would be Flyers, just based upon we were there last year. And then the Phillies, we haven't been in the playoffs in a decade. So
Don't expect that to change this year.
yeah, I'm not really. A lot of people are talking it up, but it's hard to pick last place. But I guess I'm going to go just looking at the rosters. The next would be the Phillies and then the Eagles. Yeah.
Agreeing with me 100%.
Yeah. And I like to be different, but like, nah.
Sometimes it's hard to be different. You know what I mean? It's not an easy thing.
Oh my God.
Nova Temple.
Don.
Scalic High School
Question.
Eagles. Temple or St. Joe's?
Don't even come at me with the St. Joe's stuff.
What do you think,
Tori,
Ariana?
why are you in the dark?
Well, my mom is in Florida, so I'm at her crib dog sitting, and I'm in a room, and there's like one light, and it's like all the way on the other side of the room, And then
Okay.
this is like a pet peeve of mine with like places to live. Like there's like no like outlets. There's like one outlet. I was gonna move the light, whatever. So does it look that dark or just like a little?
So maybe next time you go, you're gonna have to just bring an extension cord with you and kind of plan ahead.
I'm just but it's just a little dark. Like it's not like.
Well, at least it's not Windows having to reboot for 7 hours.
You know what?
Oh,
the Wi-Fi's
my
solid
God.
out here.
It is solid. I know, no breaks so far. It's amazing.
That was insane, Tori. Oh my God.
My life, okay?
Team
Ariana, what do you got?
Again, with my vague knowledge on anything but the Eagles,
I will bet that your knowledge will be spot on, though.
I'm gonna ride the bandwagon with the Sixers. I know the Phillies aren't too hot, so just for that sake, I'm gonna put the Eagles in front of them. I think we can turn that around before the Phillies can.
Damn.
And I know the Flyers are genuinely strong, especially the past couple years. So I'm going to go Sixers, Flyers, Eagles, Phillies.
There you go. Okay, a little different.
That's real hopeful, though.
Well, ladies, see, I'm going to go Flyers first.
I knew it.
Because I think the Flyers, what we're seeing now, they can be better. And for one thing, the Flyers are in a really tough division. So if they can get through the regular season and get to the playoffs, it's going to change the game a little bit. It's hard to play the same teams 8 times in a year and play back every series you play. Every game you play is back-to-back against the same team. They've played fairly well against every team minus Boston. So that's kind of the hurdle that they have to get over. But Joel is on another level for the Sixers. You know, I think Tobias Harris is playing at an all-star level for them this season. Ben seems to be getting stronger as the season's going along, but there are major, major concerns with scoring off of the bench. And you cannot win with just a starting 5, particularly in the playoffs. Even if the bench shortens, which it does in the playoffs, you still need to have guys that can come in and contribute off of the second unit. And Shake's not bad. Shake's an option there, but you can't rely on him every night. I think it could change depending on what the Sixers could do after, you know, when guys start getting bought out of their contracts, and they do have a mid-level exception, so they can sign a veteran who is bought out of their contract for a small amount of money that can contribute and for a title run. I just am not, as I see them sit now, I think the road is really tough for the Sixers because I don't believe in the second unit on this team. And guys like Dwight Howard, I love Dwight, but at the same time, he seems to be regressing as the year is going on. So I actually rank the Flyers a slight edge over the Sixers as of today. And I'm gonna agree. I might put the Eagles over the Phillies, and I'm gonna tell you why. Signing JT Realmuto, absolutely great move. Signing Didi Gregorius, a move I felt like they needed to do. However, they got one really good bullpen arm. They got 1 or 2 decent bullpen arms, but they still don't have starting pitching. They still don't have a deep enough bullpen. They cannot go in and have the year that they had. They had a historically bad bullpen last year. And just what they brought in alone maybe brings them close to the middle of the pack. And they're still in the back end of the league. I don't think they've done enough. I think there's an overhype in this city for the fact that they brought the same unit back. And, I mean, Alec Bohm, what he's going to do this year, I think will be very special as well. And that will help offensively. But we've seen this team have a 10-run lead, or it might have been a 14-run lead in one of the games, and blow the lead in the second half of the game when the bullpen took over.
And that's even worse than just flat out losing.
It is. I have no confidence in the Phillies whatsoever right now because I still haven't seen enough. I know the Eagles are what they are. We've talked about it 100 times. But if Jalen Hurts is your quarterback, because I think we all agree that Carson Wentz is not going to be here. I think it's pretty obvious. If Jalen Hurts is your quarterback, at least at least we've seen that the guys on that team will rally around him and they will play. They will get up and play. And that is a slightly encouraging. And
we
they
don't know that. We've seen it 3 games.
Right. Well, I
So,
saw more in 3 games than I saw the entire game with the entire season with Carson. I'm just saying.
I agree with that, Chrome. I do.
I think Carson Wentz should be on this football team. I'm not shying away from that, but he's not going to be. And I can't discredit the fact that in 3.5 or 4 games, Jalen Hurts managed to come in, at least make an impact on his teammates. Wasn't always great on the stat sheet, but he made an impact on his teammates. And having a full offseason of working with the wide receivers, working in the offense, could progress forward. I don't think they're going to win a championship. That's why they're down as far as they are. But I look at that division the Phillies are in too, which is going to be strong for a long time with the Mets, with the Braves. And you never know what Washington's going to be able to do. I think the Phillies have a big uphill battle. There are years, I still think, away. Unless they magically decide to finally open the purse strings and go out and sign just a bunch of pitching in one off season. I don't think that there's going to take them a while to right the ship there.
If we don't win a World Series with Bryce Harper, that might be like the biggest letdown in Philly history.
Well,
True.
I would say though, at this point, hey Brian, I don't need to worry about my cards, buddy. I don't need to worry about. We got Nolan Arenado for nothing. For peanuts.
Sorry, you literally said not to.
I didn't say nothing about I did not say a single thing about the fact that in 2011, Torrey was at the Game 5 clinching game that the St. Louis Cardinals defeated the Phillies in one of the most famously pitched matchups between Chris Carpenter and Roy Halladay, which resulted in the Cardinals catapulting themselves to one of the greatest series of all time, World Series of all time, 7 games, one of the greatest games of all time in Game 6, and won their 11th World Championship. I didn't say anything. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to go there, guys.
Which led to Tori having so much disappointment in her life. That's why people wonder why I sit in a dark bedroom.
In the dark.
And have a shitty attitude.
Is that when it started? 2011 was the downhill slide?
Around then.
But what's this? This is because the Cards a nothing team. Oh, Andy doesn't know sports, guys. So we can take that, and then clearly we know that there's nothing there. And he did. He finally made his appearance on After Dark.
Thank you.
But capitalizing off of this conversation, I think all of us are in agreement that the Sixers are 1, maybe 2 in my instance. But looking at this team this year, looking at the efforts that we've seen from Tobias, do you feel like the Sixers have 3 all-star players on this team, 2 all-star players on this team? How do you look at what we've seen from these guys?
So I'm kind of hard on – I don't know. I think I just realized I'm kind of hard on the Sixers. Besides Joel. Joel can literally do no wrong in my eyes. He's like Carson Wentz to me. But I'm pretty hard on Ben and Tobias. And then also I kind of think it goes into looking at who are the all-stars right now. And it's kind of like not necessarily if they're an all-star, but like do they fit in with who else is chosen as an all-star? I want to say Ben so far this season – yes, which is hard for me to say. Yes. Tobias, I want to say no, but I did vote for him because he's a Sixer, obviously. But I would say Tobias is not. He's just like to me, he's just like an average number 3 player.
Other ladies?
I'm going to plead the fifth and take the easy route and say you don't, because I still have yet to get through a whole Sixers game. I watched like maybe 10 minutes and I can't do it anymore.
We had you at one time.
I started tonight.
How are you not
this like twice?
Yeah.
Because the show where Tori's computer needed the update, you were watching with us and
exactly.
we had to cancel. I'm
yeah,
impressed.
I got my
blaming me. Oh my god.
My screen is you guys half the Sixers because for some reason my TV at my apartment is like does not. I don't think we have the channel. I guess because I've always watched on my laptop. Whatever, it's fine.
Don't have channels.
Split screen. It is. It's because like we just have like Netflix and like Hulu and whatever. Anyway,
smart.
But I do have an ESPN Plus subscription, so I need to set that up. Anyway, I'm gonna go with. I actually think that we have 3, and I don't know, Tor. I kind of disagree with you. I think Tobias. I think he's better than just average. I would say that it'd be Ben, Tobias, and yeah, we're on the same page with Joel. Like, I love him. I literally same thing as you. Like, he literally could not do like anything wrong in my eyes. I just feel like he's just like a big bundle of like excitement. I don't know, but
He brings it every single game.
yeah, he gives the energy that like as a fan you want to watch every single game. But I don't know. I mean, I'm reading some of the comments. I feel like it's pretty split, but I'm still gonna have to go with. I feel like he is good enough, and yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I would agree. Maybe he's better than average. Like I don't want to say average. I'll say like higher level, better average, but like not in all, like not with like on a level of Joel.
Well, yeah, like I guess it kind of just goes to show that I'm kind of in the center. I'm not as low as you are on that spectrum, but I'm also not like you said, same level as,
Yeah.
Joel. So I don't know. He fits in there somewhere.
Like next thing you know, we're gonna be giving Korkmaz the freaking all-star.
Oh, stop that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, come on now. Come on.
Come on, guys.
Leave Eeyore at home, Tori. You're at your mom's house tonight. Jesus.
She's in the dark. She's in the dark. She's feeling gloomy. Yeah, she's got a hat on.
Why even bother?
Womp, womp, womp.
Thanks for noticing me. Listen, I this is like it is. I mean, at this point, let's just close them all up. I'll just pull my hat over my face and we'll call it a day. But no, I don't. The thing is, there's all-star voting, right? But I look at it from the overall perspective because you have reserves. And to me, I look at Tobias and the level he's played at this year. He's been exponentially better. His year with the Clippers, he was a fringe rookie or all-star candidate that year, the year he got traded here. And he's had a better year since then. I think that he has played at an all-star level at this point, not a starter, not like Joel. And honestly, I don't think Ben's been consistent enough. I think Ben's got stronger as the year has gone on. But if I'm taking the body of work this year, I don't know that Ben's an all-star. I mean, let's take away the 40-something point game he had last night, okay? If I could get Ben, and we talked about this before we went on, right? I get Ben to average half of the points that he scored last night, 20 to 22 or 23, every night, night in and night out, with the numbers he puts up, he to me is a no-question all-star. But you have nights where you don't know what you're going to get. Now, I mean, you had the one game where Joe was out. I can't remember who they played. He barely played in the game because he was in foul trouble the whole time. And like, that's when you need an all-star on the court. But I'm not convinced.
He's not 100% consistent.
I think he's more of a reputation guy.
He's more consistent than last year. Like, he's on his way to becoming a consistent player, I want to say, but he's not completely there. And also for me, it's not even about the points necessarily. Obviously, the points are great, but it's like his attitude of sometimes it's like just the aggressiveness. Like, sometimes he's aggressive, and if he shows that and doesn't have 40 points, I'm good. But, I don't want him out there like moping around like me in life, like just not be it.
Well, come on. When Tori's not going well, you want everybody to be moping around with you. Come on.
But not Ben. Not Ben.
No, we need Ben to be at the top of his game.
I need Ben to give me some joy in life.
So have you guys, in terms of the evaluation of what we see now, the Sixers right now, they're up, do my math, 22 points
17.
right now.
I was just trying.
Oh, I said 17.
22 to set what?
Hold up.
I'm still in college, but I suck at math. I'll tell you that.
You know what?
Wow.
Huge difference.
That is it's not even close. And it's actually pretty easy to read. The reason I hesitated was because the score changed as I started talking.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Yeah. You saw the 7 pop up, and that changed.
Me too, yeah.
We'll go with that, right. Sixers currently up 22. There's Tobias again.
Glad we figured that out.
Up 20. Playing really well tonight against a Houston team that seems to have gotten better since James Harden has left.
That's hilarious.
It is hilarious. But evaluating the performance of this team this year, we're talking about, is this team the next championship caliber team? How would you grade them? How would you grade the job that Doc Rivers has done and the performance from this team? We're in school here. Let's do some school grades. Let's give them out.
We're giving Doc a grade?
Yeah.
Give Doc a grade and give the team overall as a grade.
I'm gonna give Doc an A because he came following Brett Brown, knowing that the team needed their asses slapped a little bit. And it seems to be that he's slapping some asses. I don't know what that means. I don't know why.
Trying to understand the analogy here.
I mean, like a spanking. I don't know where that came from.
So we're slapping asses, now we're spanking asses.
Yeah, and I think he's doing it in a way that
I think
he's doing it in a way that's
to wake up, right? Like a wake up call.
Yeah,
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
I mean, because it sounded like a way that was like pleasureful, the way you were describing
Slap
it
on
there.
the ass.
I just couldn't not laugh because I was just like, where am I pulling this out of? Also, I'm not drinking, so I can't even blame that. But I know you guys know what I'm talking about.
So sober Tori is drunk Tori.
Yeah, she's worse. But yeah, he came in after Brett Brown, where Brett Brown knowingly kind of let them walk all over him, did what they wanted, and he kind of had to come in and give some discipline while keeping the respect of them, while being a likable guy in the locker room, and I think he's done that. So I'm gonna give him an A.
I have to say the chat loves your analogies, by the way.
I know.
I'm sure.
I've been a fan of Doc from the beginning, so he's definitely getting an A from me. I think the same thing, all the same points for. I just feel like the team is much more, you feel a much more disciplined feeling from them, and it obviously shows on the court. So I think that translates into them me. I'm giving the team an A because I feel coaching wise, it he is making them better players, and I think that's just shown this past season so far. So I'm giving them both an A.
William Gore says, "Oh God, no supervision for this crew." That's right, Big Dad's being a real dad right now. So
yeah, he is.
He forgot about us.
Play. Eagles fans trying to make the Carson Wentz shot.
Oh my God.
What I was laughing at.
I'm dead. I'm using
That is
that
what I was laughing at. I couldn't even.
It's so good.
I love it.
Ryan's quick with it.
Yeah, he's quick with it.
I'm gonna give the team as a whole a B. I'm not completely sold, as we all been talking about. The bench fell apart without Shake Milton. You can't just be falling apart without one player. That's not the point of the bench. And then the Danny Green thing. Can we get a better starting five from this? But for me, it's also consistency again, where I think we're on the road to being a more consistent team, just like Ben, as a team, but we're not completely there yet.
Yeah, I mean, when I say A, now I'm thinking, I don't mean A plus. We're not putting a plus.
A minus.
Just like an A.
It's an A minus. That's what I'll give them, an A minus. Because I saw somebody said we're putting minuses and pluses. Look, mine wasn't an A plus. It's an A minus. So
A minus.
Clarify.
Ariana, in your combined 20 minutes of Sixers basketball that you've watched this season, what do you have?
I'm going to follow the common opinion and say an A minus because I know from my dad, he was screaming at the TV when Brett Brown was the coach. So just not hearing him scream anymore and seeing them do well via ESPN notifications, I'm going to say an A. It's clearly a whole different team from.
That's a good way to judge it, by your dad screaming at Brett Brown and the TV.
Exactly. Yeah.
Dad's a little quieter, a little
anymore
calmer this year.
Yeah. So
Fire Brett Brown is no longer trending, thank God.
I would say so for Doc. Yeah, there was a point where I think I had Doc I love Doc, by the way, one of my favorite coaches in my lifetime. And I'm almost 36. So, I mean, I'm not young. I've seen a lot of coaches. Doc, I have him at about an A- now, just because I do think he's adjusted. I think there were points in the year early where I marked him a little lower, where I think in games early and in a COVID year where you don't know if you lose games, if you're going to have time to make them up. You don't, and it feels like every game matters, specifically with how this season is constructed. I felt like he threw in the towel on games where, they're down 14 points with 7 minutes to go, 8 minutes to go. To me, that's plenty of time to where he sat his starters. And this is games with your regular starters in the lineup. And that, to me, I'm not a fan of that, because the NBA is a game of runs where a team can rip off 10 points in a minute and a half or 2 minutes of clock time. Ooh, all right. So this is a breaking story. I have to mention it just because it's a pretty big story. Baseball.
Oh, I just got it.
Fernando Tatis Jr. agrees to a 14-year, $340 million contract extension with the Padres. Good Lord. There we go. Todd sharing it in the chat as well. That is an insane contract. So I'm sure that's going to be talked a lot on A2D. There's Big Dad in there dropping in. Tatis getting paid. Is that the largest contract? Ryan or somebody want to pop that in? Is that the largest contract for a position player at this point? Might be.
Got to be the longest.
But I look at that.
Yeah, right.
Like, we thought the Bryce one was long.
Oh yeah.
That's what.
But I look at that, and I look at I think there were times, because Tyrese Maxey did play so well when a lot of the guys were out and Seth was out. I think he was kind of forced minutes on him after the fact when he was kind of regressing a little bit. I thought pulling the minutes back would have been smart and kind of calm him down a little bit. And he eventually got to there. But there was a time where his plus minus was terrible on the court after the starters came back. In terms of the bench unit. So
he's definitely had a drop off.
He has. And that's okay.
People were buying Maxey jerseys the first 2 weeks of the season.
Oh, I mean, he was the number 3 of the big 3 all of a sudden.
Rookie of the year, baby.
Yeah. But, I still like the kid. Came back down to earth a little bit, and that's okay. That's what happens with rookies. But I think Doc has adjusted. So I give Doc an A-. In terms of the team, it's hard to judge because they're an A. Absolutely an A. When the starting lineup is in.
Yeah.
But I have to judge the team overall that if you're missing one player, how resilient are you? And this team has not been very resilient when Joe is out of the lineup. Or hell, even when Ben missed the game. I just don't think that they're that resilient of a team. And again, that goes back to the whole conversation about the bench. So I think they could be stronger. The team as a whole, performance-wise, although, again, I look at guys like Tobias, who stepped up big time this year. Shake has been very good this year. Korkmaz doing what Korkmaz does, 3 great games, and then he crashes back down to earth. Oh, there you go. Trout, 12 years, 426. I forgot about that one. So that's the largest contract. David Roska, Tatis is awesome. I'm happy for Tatis. Yeah, he's a great player. Got great lineage. His father set a record, 2 grand slams in the same inning for St. Louis Cardinals, by the way. Just in case you didn't know that. A little tidbit for you. Another little piece of Cardinals history for you.
Thank you. Just what we wanted to hear.
Tatis only played 143 games and got that bag. Yeah, he did. So, yeah, I'm at an A-, and I'm at an A for the team, I guess. But we need to see a little bit more with that bench big time. Moving on, ladies. Carson Wentz. More rumors.
Yeah.
More rumors. Ariana, you're going to get your moment very, very, very soon.
I'm
waiting. Yo, I can't wait until
waiting.
I can't wait until this everything goes down and everyone goes, Jalen Hurts has been traded to the Colts. Like this whole time.
Stop it.
That's never.
It was like Jalen Hurts was gonna go.
Stop it.
Oh my god.
That is the most wishful thinking thing I've ever heard of in my life.
I'm preparing myself for all options.
All options. There's only 2.
Okay, there's 2.
Our own platform is saying stop it, Tori.
Yeah,
literally,
that's a
A2D
goal.
as a whole is
Goals.
saying stop it.
Goals. You brought me here.
Listen, we heard the rumor that the Bears aren't going to trade for him if he doesn't want to go there, and I mean it's speculation on all of our parts, but it does sound like he may not want to go there, so he may end up with the Colts. But where do you guys think he lands? And do you think that we're going to draft a quarterback?
I'll start. I do think we're going to draft a quarterback. I thought this, someone brought this thought into my head like literally so long ago, and they're like, yeah, it was literally last year. They're like, yeah, we're gonna draft a quarterback like first round, and I was like, you're crazy. Now I'm like, no, that's exactly what we're gonna do. And actually, I don't see I'm not really sure. Again, there's so much speculation going around, like the whole thing about they're only gonna the Bears are only gonna take him if he wants to be there. Well, who actually knows that? Honestly,
Exactly.
I mean, I'm gonna say that he goes to the Bears. That's just the vibe that I'm getting. If not, obviously, Colts. But I don't know. I'm thinking that he ends up with the Bears.
And Jake is right, by the way. Burn it all down.
So we can watch his organization burn to the ground.
I'm kind of at that point too, where I'm at the point where it's kind of like I don't want them to, but I do for entertainment purposes because we're already screwed. So why not get some type of joy out of this? And let's
get a little of that Kardashian drama up in here, right?
Yeah, exactly. Let's just be a quarterback by committee. Fuck it. Let's just draft all the quarterbacks.
Did I send that picture in the group chat with Ryan?
Yes.
Ryan, pull it up. Ready? Let's show everyone how great this is. Ready, everyone? My Halloween costume. Can you do that quick or no?
It might take
1 second. 1 second.
You can do everything.
Do it, Ryan. Do it.
So while he prepares that, Ariana, what do you feel?
I think he's going to go to the Colts. I don't think the Bears are on the table with all the speculation from today. I personally think over the past couple of days, just I don't know, reading some stuff on Twitter, I think we're going to be stupid and draft a wide receiver, which is not a position we need. Obviously we need help there, but not as crucial as figuring out who's going to be the future of this team. I really don't care either. So I don't want to waste my breath on someone I don't care about. That's why I haven't been following any of the Carson Wentz drama. If it's on my Twitter, from you guys, I read it, but I don't go out of my way anymore to hunt down what's going on with Carson because again, he's just hiding in his house.
You don't check his Instagram following every day to see if he's
I don't have
the
Instagram,
Eagles?
Tori. No. I don't have Instagram. So
yeah, you do. I follow you.
No, I don't. I don't have it right now. I literally deleted it.
You guys know about how I made a new Twitter and everything? By the way, everyone follow me on Twitter. Lindsay Mop TV, whatever. Cool. Anyway.
You should have never got a new Twitter though.
No, but this was my reasoning because
it's so hard.
I just wanted Twitter to be straight sports accounts. That's all I wanted. I just wanted it to be that's all I was getting. So the one day when that news came out, it was the only thing on my Twitter feed. I was like, oh, there we go.
Oh, there
Mood.
That was my Halloween costume, everyone.
Mood.
I hope
if that doesn't bring in viewers, I don't know what will.
Oh man, that was good. I forget what we were talking about, but it's fine.
Your Twitter, you followed all.
Yeah, so I followed.
Yeah.
I was just bringing that up because I'm that's all that was on my feed that day. When that news came out, and they're only taking him if he wants to go there. I don't know, the term wants to go there just sits with me weird. I'm in my head, it's just you go where you're wanted, and
But if I'm him, or any professional athlete, I do want to choose where I go.
I guess I just I don't know. And
guess what? I don't want to be a bear either. So I think I've been trying to think out of the box a little bit. because like it's like the same old Colts, blah blah blah. Like I'm thinking out of the box, and I'm thinking like some like crazy shit's gonna go down, and I think he might go to the Saints. Breeze is retiring. Taysom Hill is not their franchise quarterback. Like they like to play with him and do their things with him, but
slapping asses, playing with him. What's going on?
They like
over
to
here?
diddle with him. But and then I can't. Jameis Winston. Like I think they might have like been going with him until they realized that Wentz is available. I've been talking about this on my Twitter a little bit, and also
Thank you. Whoever Evan Taylor is, I agree. This guy's Wentz is getting so much free press, and he doesn't even have the balls to speak about the organization that's paying him over $100 million. What?
Don't go there.
Come on.
He doesn't have to.
Come on.
She's right. Right.
Okay, Sean Payton. Also, if you go and look back, there's a mad quotes about like how much he loves Carson Wentz. I just like am seeing like some like deal just pop up out of nowhere that like no one's been talking about, and I think that could be it. Plus, they're in win now mode. Like they're almost always there every time. They're almost always there, and I think like they might see this Carson thing popping up and think like, "Yo, we can get over the hump." And guess what?
Answer?
Yeah, and I will hate my life because like that's the one team I do not want him to go to. I freaking hate the Saints. And guess what? Our lives suck.
See, I think if there's a team on the peripheral, and just kind of looking at a lot of what you're starting to see in mock drafts and things, you're starting to see the Eagles move up to number 3 in a lot of mock drafts. And if there's a team on the peripheral that may end up sneaking in that you're not really hearing a lot about other than the mock drafts, but has been reported to have a desire to improve the quarterback position, is Miami. I could see Miami sliding in there, swapping picks with the Eagles, moving to 6, Eagles take 3, and whatever other compensation, and Carson getting moved to Miami. You'd probably take Tua back in that deal.
You don't think they're sold on Tua?
No, not with what you saw. He was okay the first game. Their first game with Tua, they didn't really need him. They played an all-around game. They had touchdowns from special teams, defense, and offense, but he regressed big time. I mean, twice he got sat for Ryan Fitzpatrick to come in and
I do
finish
love
games.
Fitzpatrick though, but
Andy, that's called knowing what you're talking about, buddy, because it actually makes sense.
Don, we are like that's just called.
You're right.
It's like it's reality. It's not even just like.
But I'm not letting him go.
We're ready to let him go. It's like he's going.
Yeah, I think he's talking in general the fan base, or not even the fan base and the organization, saying, "I can't believe you guys are ready to let him go," and I agree with him. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I wouldn't let him go either, but like he's going. So
it sounds
somebody said the Patriots in here too, and that's also my other like one that I think could just like come up and swoop a deal.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if they offer their first round pick, I think it's the only way they get it done. I don't see Denver happening. A lot of reports that Denver's out on him. I would hate to see him go to New England. That's the one team I would hate to see him go to.
That and the Saints for me, and that's like 2 that I could see happening.
I could care less if he goes to the Saints. That doesn't, for me personally, that doesn't really affect me. But if he goes to New England, I'd have an issue with that. But
Saints are about as annoying to me as Patriots. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Why
their fans might actually be more annoying. I don't know. I think it's all the matchups in the playoffs we've come against them. And then their fans, I hate their fans. And then they're always crying about like changing the football rules. And Sean Payton has like the face of like somebody you really want to punch.
It's got just one of those.
That's it.
One of those faces.
He's got that. I call it the Tim Lincecum face.
Like
right?
Howie.
So back in the day, me and my buddies, we would go to a lot of Phillies games. We went to a game, and Tim Lincecum was pitching. We had really good seats, and I was just sitting there, and I said to my buddy, I was like, I don't know what it is about him, but I look at Tim Lincecum's face, and I find my hands rolling into a ball. And I was like, I don't know what it is, but every time I see him, I want to punch him in his face. I just want to, and I'm not even a violent person, but I just want to punch him in his face. I don't know. He's got that punchable face. I never liked him. And yeah, I mean, for you, that's kind of what you're getting with the Saints vibe. It's just one of those things. But I think Miami's a team to look out for. I think he ends up with the Colts. The problem is he kind of has the Eagles bent over a barrel, maybe spanking some asses like Tori likes to talk about.
I was like, where are you going with
But
that?
he's got the Eagles bent over a barrel because they have the new league the new league season is getting ready to kick off. They owe him a contract bonus if they have him beyond that. So, if it's between the Colts and it's between the Bears, and it may have nothing to do with the Bears, but if it's like, hey, the Bears don't want me if I don't want to go there. The fact that came out to me is like, well, good. All I say is I don't want to go there, and guess what? I can go to the place I want to go to begin with Frank Reich as the head coach. Fair enough. Now I have the leverage to even more so. And this was the argument that we had. What was that? Was it on this show or was it on Birds of a Feather? I thought it was this show where we talked about pro athletes have leverage. Doesn't matter if they're under a contract or not. The more that the years go by, it's showing that athletes are getting more and more leverage. Doesn't matter if they're free agents. Doesn't matter if they're not signed. In fact, free agency is where they really don't have any of the leverage. But, man, these guys are – I mean, you're looking at baseball, and these guys are getting moved. It was Birds of a Feather. These guys are getting moved with 6-7 years and then $200 million left on their contracts, which was unheard of before because they have all the leverage now. It's insane. I mean, they know that they are what sells the league. They're what sells tickets. They're what sells merchandise. They have that leverage. And if they're unhappy, like a James Harden, they can make it real hard on an organization to have to keep them.
Basketball, the most.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that's where we're at with Carson Wentz. He has all the cards in his hands, and he has the ability to basically dictate where he goes, and I think he's going to end up with the Colts. I don't think he would say no to a team like Miami that's young and competing and has a lot of pieces and has a really, really strong up-and-coming head coach. But I think if he comes down to it, if he's got the opportunity to go with Frank Reich, he's gonna force their hands. Mm-hmm. So.
What about this question with the divisional? I wouldn't want to see that. Definitely not. But guess what? If he sucks as bad as all of these fans want to say, then who cares? Yeah, Ariana. Who cares then if he's in our division, if he sucks that bad?
I don't care. He can go wherever he wants.
I don't trade him within the division. I will say this. The only way I would trade him in the division, and it's something that would never happen, is if I can trade him to Dallas and get Dak Prescott back. It's the only way I trade him within the division.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine swapping Dak for Carson?
I've said it 1,000 times. I'll say it again. I've been one of his biggest defenders. I mean, I know he's a Cowboy. We're supposed to hate them, but Dak Prescott is a good quarterback. Well, and he's a freaking leader.
We did shows when he got hurt, right? Because I remember saying, like, I never realized how much I don't hate Dak until his injury. Because I was, like, so emotional. I felt so bad for him. So I was like, wow, I guess I never really realized it's not Dak I hate. I hate the Cowboys, obviously, but I don't hate Dak.
Dak's one of those guys, I think, ladies, that you hate him because he's in a Cowboys uniform. But if he's on your team, he instantly becomes your favorite player on the football team. I truly believe that. And especially when you look at him in Big D with all the personalities and the controversies that come out of there, you never hear a bad thing about him. Only good things. All the stuff he does in the community for great causes. I think, and he's a really good quarterback. You know, it's.
But how come
loving a Cowboys against protocol? There's no protocol, Kirby, Dennis. No protocol with this.
Declined. A lot of people wouldn't say that Dak was good, but now kind of people are saying, is it because of Wentz's decline that's making you realize other players are okay? Like, also, I think a lot of people never thought Deshaun Watson was a good quarterback. So I'm going to say Deshaun and Dak. People were all like, they're overrated. Now I see so many Watson and Dak fans. It's like, is it because of Wentz declining that has pushed them up? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, you have to look at the quarterbacks, right? Look at where Dak went, and then you turn around and you look at guys like Jared Goff, and you look at guys like Carson Wentz, and the regression that we've seen. Again, I don't think Goff was very good to begin with. Carson, I do think, is very good. I just think he had a really piss poor year and needs some new voices and leadership to straighten the ship a little bit. But I still don't know if he's better than Dak. Even so, I mean, I don't know that. Dak has been a pretty damn good quarterback over the last few years. He's gotten better as the years have gone on.
I would accept him, and that's kind of weird for me to say that.
Yeah.
But the one quarterback I would only trade Carson for right now is Russell Wilson.
You would?
Yes, which is crazy that
I would.
Seattle is trying to run Russell Wilson out of town. That just goes to show like how crazy every fan base is.
So I want to hear your lady's opinion on that. Having probably won't happen, but a swap for Carson and Russell. Would you bring Russell Wilson in this football team?
I feel like that would be trading a spade for a spade. I don't know if that would necessarily help us because I don't know if he would mesh with our guys.
Done.
That's an interesting trade. I never thought of that.
I only thought of it because they don't want Wilson anymore.
Yeah.
Wilson and
I would
DK,
say
yes.
he's better than Wentz, absolutely. But I don't know if he's a good fit for this organization either. I feel like he could be too headstrong, and it wouldn't. I don't know. It would just clash. Like whatever happened with Carson, that's clashing with the team. So I don't know.
No, I think the whole Carson thing like comes from like the inside, and I just think that like we always like we're all saying like nobody's like pushing him out and like wants him like ready to let him go, but I just think he can't like obviously he can't be here anymore with these people, and yeah, I don't know. I think these people, yeah, that's where I'm at right now. That's the name you get. These people. But I don't know. I don't think I'm too fond if that were a trade.
How about this? Carson Wentz and J-Jaw for Wilson
J-Jaw?
and DK.
You ain't trading J-Jaw for nothing.
I'm willing to give up J-Jaw.
You couldn't even get Mr. Irrelevant, the very last pick of the draft for J-Jaw at this point.
I know.
There we go.
I'm dead. That's
J-Jaw for DK. Who says no?
That's the definition of these people, that picture.
See, I don't believe you go for Russell Wilson for the simple fact of we know the talent that Russell Wilson is, but coming into this situation, it's a waste because by the time this team rebuilds, he's going to be on the downside of his career at that point. You're wasting his prime. Mm-hmm. He makes no sense.
Yeah, I can see that argument.
Moving on from Carson is if you're doing that, you get a younger quarterback. Exceptions would be somebody the same age, like Dak, where you're still not losing ground. But I think getting Russell Wilson actually sets your organization back more. You need to go younger. You need to find a franchise quarterback that's under 30 years old.
But with Wilson and maybe a couple of minor tweaks and some players playing up to their actual ability, you don't think you can get there.
Way further than a couple of tweaks on this or in this organization.
I'm saying a couple of tweaks, a little bit of lightning in a bottle, a little bit of magic and divine intervention, like last time.
Couple spanks on the ass. Couple spanks on the ass.
Doc Rivers in there.
Couple diddles. Little diddle action.
Couple spanks on the ass. Go get them, boys.
Yeah, maybe if Doc is in there and Doc somehow is an amazing NFL coach as well, and he can motivate them, spank them on the ass, diddle them a little bit, and throw them out there, then maybe it'll work. We'll see. That's a lot of lightning in a bottle you're asking for, and I don't think any of that's going to come true. But, you look at it, and you guys mentioned, I agree with Ariana. I don't think a wide receiver, this is a point that Tom's made a lot on other shows. At some point, you can't just keep drafting wide receivers. You have to try to give these guys more of a chance. You have swung and missed on quite a few, but they're still young. There still could be some hope. You have other positions that you have to focus on. And
like the GM position.
Thank you.
I'd go above the general manager. But
how can you get an owner to?
Let me ask you a question. Whose decision was it to draft Jalen Hurts?
Lori.
What draft pick? No, it was Lori. You had it right. What draft pick was the draft pick that lit the fuse that started burning this organization down?
Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
Like I've been saying. But, I'm sure Hallie was probably, they were probably diddling each other.
Oh my god, you two.
I know. I just now it's just a word I use it. They're probably diddling each other watching Jalen.
After
Hurts
Dark
tape.
is brought to you by the word of the day, diddle.
Diddle. You know, they were probably like Howie was probably like, yeah, man, like, yeah, man, that sounds great.
You sound like Bart Simpson there for a second. Yeah, man.
That's what Howie sounds like to me.
Oh, it's funny. We're down to our last 8 minutes or so, ladies. So what else do we have? What do we want to talk about? Anything here? Do you want to start giving shout outs? What do you want to do?
I have something. This is for shout outs. I've been so proud of this all day. So I've been on my parents' car insurance since I got a car. I switched to Geico today and saved
in
myself
15 minutes or less.
Yes. I saved myself $160 on my car insurance.
Wow.
Ariana is now being promoted by Geico.
French vanilla, Rocky Road, chocolate peanut butter cookie dough.
Yes.
Scoop, there it is. Scoop, there it
Oh,
is.
the dance. Okay.
Sprinkles.
I cannot. Oh, Tori's crush of the day.
Yeah.
Well, there's this new thing I'm doing on Twitter. It's called DILF of the Day. And I have people vote whether someone is a DILF or not. Yesterday it was Adam Schefter. Who says Adam Schefter is a DILF?
Wait a minute. I haven't seen any of these tweets.
Girl.
No, me neither.
Yeah, you guys don't ever, none of you ever engage with my tweets either.
No,
so
you know what? Because honestly, Twitter is my least used social media outlet. It honestly is. I go on for a little bit. I look. I'm like, do I see something interesting? I see your tweet. You know what?
Yeah, my page.
I'm offended by that because I give you likes. I totally give you likes.
All right, well, go check out DILF of the Day, guys. Adam Schefter was yesterday's DILF, and people disagreed. But guess what? He's totally a DILF in my eyes. Today's DILF of the day was Dan Orlovsky, who's always been a DILF in my eyes.
Hold up, Dora. Checking it out.
Okay.
I voted yes. I'll give you that one.
So for all of you out there, listen, for all of you following, make sure that you guys are following Tori's DILF of the day.
DILF of the day. And if you want to nominate a DILF of the day, DM me. Yesterday I posted something about DILF of the day, and I'll vote on them. And everyone, I kind of meant famous DILFs, but then everyone just started dropping their own pics of themselves as DILFs. So I crowned 400 random Twitter.
All right, for today's Dan, I'll go. Yeah, why not?
Hell yeah! What about Schefter?
All right,
no, that picture. No.
Well, Google. You ever see him talk?
You ever see him talk?
Yeah, the way he talks is sexy.
Oh, here we go. Ugh.
Is it sexy when he reports all that Carson Wentz?
No, I tune him out when he starts talking about Carson. But yeah, DILF of the day is a new thing. Someone told me that I was not a good person because I was objectifying men. But guess what? That's my personality. I'm sorry.
I mean, listen. If I had a MILF of the day, I'd probably get the same stuff back. Yeah. Ariana, by the way, shout out to you. I'll go follow this because I also tweeted about that Geico commercial, and both Tag Team and the bald member of Tag Team on 2 separate tweets liked my tweets. So shout out to Geico and the Tag Team music artists as well for that.
I use Geico as well, so we should really get them to sponsor us.
You work on it. Find their CEO and crown him DILF of the day. Maybe that'll.
You know what? I bet you there is a DILF Geico employee.
Little pat on the backside, little diddle, little DILF of the day, and we're talking business.
Diddle and DILF. I cannot.
Right. Lindsay, I think you're the last one for a shout out. What do you got?
Oh wait, I didn't do mine either.
You're DILFing over here. You got
You just shouted out DILFs.
Yeah.
You literally just did your own shout out.
Yes.
You said it was.
All right, well, I have another shout out. Go ahead.
Okay, shout out. Got to give a shout out to Ryan McCrossan. He's in the comments right now.
Is he a DILF?
He's a big jokester. No, he's actually a friend of mine, but yeah, he likes to be a jokester. So definitely a day one fan though. So I'll give him that. Wait, where did I just go? I just hold on. Where's my camera? Oh no. Hold on 1 second. Ah! Oh my god, guys. Oh, there I am. Was I on the screen the whole time?
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know why my screen just went blank.
Thank God you didn't like pick your nose or anything. That would have been real awkward.
Right? Okay. My other shout out, I definitely have a good one. I usually just look around my room.
She's like, I'm shouting out. On my
Shout
wall.
out to the candle.
No,
Shout out to the.
The best shout outs are the ones was like the hot sauce one. Well, guess what? There's hot sauce literally sitting in front of me. I won't do that because I already did that one. I'm gonna go
Why is hot sauce in your living room?
because my roommate left it out on the table. But I'm leaving it out because it's Reds and it's not Hank's. We already talked about which one the best one is. Whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna go shout out people who can do braids, French braids, because I my roommate can do them, and literally whenever she braids my hair, it looks like a mess right now, so don't comment. But whenever she did it like last night, and I just love them because then you can leave them in like for like all day and just not even have to worry about hair in your face. I did babysit though today, and the kids were like pulling at my hair, so that's why it looks like this. But yeah, that's my shout out. People
Dude,
who
I wish I could French braid my own. I love French braid.
that's what I mean. I can French braid like someone else's hair, but I can't do my own, which
Yeah, same.
So
We should just braid each other's hair sometimes.
yeah.
I want to shout out my hoodie. Philly versus
it.
everybody. Thank you. Also custom patches on the side. So we got Eagles, Sixers.
Ooh.
I like the old school Philly P, and then I got bullies because I'm a bully sometimes, but only to people who deserve it. Only people who deserve it. And this is from Die Hard Philly on Instagram, DYE Hard Philly. So shout out. This is like literally, you know, when people are always like, it's my favorite hoodie or this is my new favorite sock. Like, no, like dead ass, this is my favorite hoodie now. So it's real. Like this is not a commercial. This is a true story.
This is not like the Geico commercial.
Yes. She just got like Ariana's Geico commercial.
She just got paid to say that.
She did. I'm dead.
I got two shout outs real quick. First shout out to all the guests I've had on Lazy Booking because they've been really freaking awesome the last couple of weeks. Chaz Warrington.
Love Chaz.
He follows you now. Nick Aldis. And this week we had Larry Zabisco. And coming up this week, a little self-promotion for Lazy Booking Tuesday night. Original GoDaddy girl, former Playboy cover model, former WWE Women's Champion. Candice Michelle will be on the show, 7:30. Check that out. That's going to be fun. But shout out to all of them because they've given us phenomenal interviews. And then my second shout out is going to the lady in the top left corner. Congratulations. Really exciting. Going to be doing sports desk anchor at the Temple Update. So well-deserved.
Oh,
And
yeah.
shout out to you.
Congrats, Liz.
Thanks, guys. Like, why did
You were born to do it.
Aw.
I'm so excited. I'm just so excited, and I'm sure you guys are going to see like an overload of all of my shows, and yeah, I'm super excited. So
Don't forget about us little people.
little people, are you kidding me? Get out of here with that.
Yeah,
And-
right.
I think the second shout out was going to be for Tom because you know that's our
Our group shout out.
I was about to say that's a group one.
yes.
Yeah, it is.
Shout out to Baby Cass
Congratulations.
for being so damn adorable. Shout out to
So
Goat
cute.
Mom Lena for
Mhm.
powering through, and shout out to Dad. I mean, they're doing a phenomenal job already. Week one, thank God, you know. And he's an adorable kid. We see a lot of them. You know, we get a lot of content shared
So cute.
in our private chats. So shout out to them
Yeah.
and love it.
Yes.
Fam's saying congratulations as well. You're going to be getting a lot of those for a while.
Mhm.
But listen, guys, this was a fun show. Good stuff, ladies.
Yes.
As always, we say it all the time, and
Always.
we mean it. Best ladies in the business. We're happy to have them. This show be a hell of a lot of fun. But we're also thankful to our sponsors, Body Check Wellness. Don't forget, guys, to check them out. BodyCheckWellness.com. Promo code A2D. You get 20% off. And when former Philadelphia Flyer Riley Cote joins the Hockey Happy Hour, they have a
Yes.
special package. You're going to get 40% off. They show that package that you can purchase there. So make sure you guys check out, set your alerts, all that stuff, so you know when all the shows go off and you know when Riley's going to be on A2D Radio.
I know I do.
Oh, yeah.
For Riley.
I'm sure. And also, listen, again, for yourselves, anybody out there, mental health, addiction issues out there, we're really, really happy to be a part of supporting the Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. And if you or anybody you know needs help, dial that number 856-651-8117. Again, 856-651-8117. Important to take care of yourselves at home and to look out for each other. So please reach out to them for any help that you need. And as always, our doc, Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy. Find him on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. No appointment necessary. We love the doc. Thank you to Ryan Brodo. Shout out to Ryan for producing a great show on the back end here. Shout out to you ladies for another phenomenal show. And shout out to the fam who was in the comments section. On fire again, as always, keeping up with us and, allowing us to go off the rails and loving every second of it. So for myself, for these wonderful ladies here and everybody here at A2D Radio,
bye, guys.
Take care of yourself. And stay tuned. Stay tuned, 9:30, The Fix and AM and the PM Infusion Show, The Fix and the PM, coming at you guys live, giving you more Sixers reaction and plenty of other Philadelphia sports talk. So until then, peace.
Right. See you guys